Hello Modified Crew, I'm your daily driver Mark Herman, and today I'm going to show you the easy way to sign up with Copart. Alright guys, here we are on Copart.com, and the first thing you guys want to do is go ahead and determine if you guys are going to be buying as an individual or a business. And the simple way to do that is just determine if you own a business that has a resale certificate and an operating business license. So after you've determined, whether it's an individual or business, we could go ahead and start with step one. Go to Copart.com. And basically that is going to be your main hub for everything you want to do. So if you want to go ahead and start an account with Copart.com, you go ahead and go to the top right hand side, you go ahead and click register. You provide all the required info. If you're a personal buyer or a business, it doesn't matter, you're going to have to do that. So the second step is you're going to go ahead and follow through and then go ahead and upload your license. If you are a business, this would be the point that you would upload your business certificate. So you would do your business license and or your resale certificate. They might require more or less based upon what state you are in. This is also the same place that you will be able to check what the status is of your information. Now, Copart says it'll take usually up to 4 days before they approve or review your information. So if you guys are looking to bid on a car same day, probably not going to happen. So you need to plan ahead. And after submitting your information, you will get an email with your user ID and temporary password. Then on Copart.com, you go to the right-hand side where it says sign in, and then you go to member, right? So after you get your permanent member ID, it's going to be 6 digits long and it's going to be a set of numbers. And typically you're going to want to memorize this number, especially if you go to Copart a lot to do inspections. They're going to ask you for it anyway. So you need to have this number handy with you whenever you go to Copart as well. So you go and put in your member ID, which was provided to you, and your temporary password right here, right? So then you sign into your account, and then you're going to go to the top middle where it says my account, and then go to account settings. Then right here you would put your current password, right, which is the temporary password, the new password which you want it to be, and confirm your new password. Then go ahead and save it, and you have a setup account, right? So now you got the basis for your base account. This will give you buying power up to $1,000, and you can bid on cars that do not require a license. If you are a business, you will need to fill out the following additional forms: multi-state tax form and affidavit for purchase. You want to go ahead and add a deposit or upgrade to Premier. You would only want to add a deposit if you're able to buy within your state as a standard individual, or if you have a business. If you cannot buy in your state without a broker, do not do this step. So you want to go ahead and add your deposit, and right here, if you go to the bottom right hand side, this will be your buying power. Normally you'll only start off with 1,000. This is where you would increase your buying power. This is where you would upgrade to Premier, this is your main hub. So on your main page, just go down here and it'll be on the right hand side. When you're a Premier member, you can bid on more than one vehicle at one time, and you have a $5,000 buying power. I personally did not use the Premier membership. I don't see it as being necessary. I'm only doing one car at a time, and you're gonna have to do it with deposit anyway, so why not? So let's say you do not want to go the Premier membership. You want to go ahead and just add a deposit. Basically, you just want to add 10% of what you plan on spending. Guys, put a little extra. You never know. You might get in the heat of the moment and want to spend a little extra on that. I mean, let's say you plan on spending $3,000 on a car and the car goes for $3,100. I know you're going to be upset. So you want to add extra. So if you wish to bid a maximum of $3,500, a deposit of $350 is required before the bid can be placed. So you want to have your deposit before you start bidding, guys. This is very important. So as far as licensing goes, this is where you would determine what licenses are required from what states that allow you to purchase. So for example, if you own a business in California and you have your documents all in order, you can buy from Copart. Now, if you're an individual, you cannot buy from Copart, guys. Unfortunately, this sucks, but the real thing is you need a broker. Don't worry, I'm gonna walk you through it. It does cost a little bit to use a broker. It's not that hard. It's just a little more work, but it's still possible. It just adds a little more fees. Another thing to factor in is, let's say you live in Arizona, but you want to buy a car from California, you're going to need a broker. You can't just buy it. So that's why it's important to determine if you are a business or not ahead of time. So let's go ahead and talk about brokers, guys. So the way it works with a broker is they are not a part of Copart. The important thing is you need to be very clear about what the broker offers, right? So with that, they have a list of brokers you go through. So pretty much the way it works is if you have a broker, you're going to log in using the broker's info, sometimes the broker's website, and you get a bid through their website. So one of the big major heavy hitters is going to be Auto Bidmaster. They're one of the top brokers and one of the brokers I have used. I can't speak on a lot of the other ones, but I'll go ahead and explain what this is and what you're looking at. So right here is kind of like where the business is located. Now, registration fees, they are 0. Security deposit, it is 400. Transaction fee, see members fees. So we go to their website. Let's go ahead and see their fees. Membership fees for Auto Bidmaster. If you're a basic membership, it's free. If you are an advanced membership, it's $199 per year. If you're a premium membership, it's $349 per year. If you are going to do an auction through the broker, they are going to be a basic transaction fee, which is $299 or 10% of the purchase, whichever is greater. So not only are you held accountable for Copart's fees, you're also going to be held accountable for your broker fees. So this is one of the fees right here. If you're a basic, you're going to pay $299 or 10% of a vehicle. If you're ordering a $10,000 car or truck or whatever it may be, it will be $1,000 just in your broker fees just to start off. With the advanced, then it'll be 6%, right? And then with the premium, it'll be 3% or $299. And then on top of that, you're going to have $80 to $350 for the documentation, probably like the titling fees and everything like that from the DMV, depending upon your location, title, or ownership document of the vehicle purchased. All right, so you're going to pay $80 to $350 plus $299 or 10% plus and or $199, $349 or free. So if you're going to be buying more than one car throughout the year, the advanced membership or the premium membership might be the way to go, because it's going to be cheaper if you're buying expensive cars more than once. If you're going to do it once and you're just going to buy a low dollar car, that might be the way to go. So you need to factor this when you're going to be buying cars off of Copart, because all these go into your profit margin. If you're going to flip it, if you're going to keep it, if you want to save money, you have to factor in all these fees, and the fees are going to be what eats you up. They're the first thing, and that's why you see some of these vehicles going so cheap, is because the fees can get outrageous. Now, if you navigate smart and just factor in the fees ahead of time, then you're going to make a smart purchase. So let's go ahead and go down. So Copart has their own fees on top of this when you're buying cars. So they have a broker fee of $50. They have a gate fee, which is like $80 or something like that. And then the auction fee, which is typically a percentage of what you're buying off of Copart. So let's go and take a look if Copart covers those fees. All right, so the way it works, we're on Copart's fees page. Now this is how the fees can get out of hand. And this is why if you're Googling and everybody's talking about the fees, yeah, the fees are a big deal. So let's go ahead and take a look. They're not a big deal if you know what to expect, but if you buy a car that's $2,000 and thinking you're gonna get it for $2,000 and you're using a broker, odds are it's gonna be closer to $3,000. So you gotta make sure that you factor in the fees. It's very important, guys. All right, so you're gonna see the standard vehicle price range. This is the amount you're buying the car for. Let's just say our car's $1,000. Fee A, Fee B, Fee C, and Fee D. Now, right here explains what they are. Business members using a secure payment. That would be, if you're using a broker, they're almost always going to be Fee A. So let's say you're going to buy, a $1,000 car from Copart, right? So $1,000 from Copart using a broker would be a $200 fees on Copart fees, right? And then Auto Bidmaster fees, let's say you go with the basic, right? So 10% is obvious of $1,000 is obviously less than $299, so it's gonna be $299. So you got like $300 there, plus Copart fees of $200. So you're already at $500 in fees, right? And that's just to start. All right, let's go down, and then you have the additional fees, right? So you're gonna have a $59 or $60 gate fee. It's 59, but I'm just gonna say 60. So we're at 560, right? And then you're also going to have an internet bid fee. Most of your bidding, guys, is going to be on the internet unless you go to a kiosk at an actual Copart. So pretty much the bidding fee is based upon the purchase price. So in this case, you're going to be doing $1,000, so it's another $60. So we're looking at what, 620 on fees so far. And then you have to pay the taxes, and that's going to be 10% or something like that on the vehicle. So if the vehicle's $1,000, you're probably going to pay $100 in taxes. So you're going to be looking at like $720 in taxes and fees on your $1,000 vehicle. So now you're already at $1,720 on a $1,000 car. This is why looking at the fees is very important, guys. And don't think that because the fees are high that you can't get a good deal. It just means you need to be smart and factor that into the price of the car. So with that being said, let's say you're going to be a business guy, right? You have your own business, you want to use this, so this is what it is. So business members using a non-secure payment, basically non-secure payments are credit cards or debit cards. Secure payments are money orders, wire transfers, e-pay, cash, available funds, cashier's check, company check, third-party financing. So guys, you could save, a pretty good percentage based upon just using secure funds. And you want to make sure that you use a secure payment, and that gets you the best tier on your buying power. If you just don't pay attention to the little details, it can get out of control, and then you're going to be over budget and you're not going to know why. And it's little things like that that add up. The other two is if, let's say, you are a individual and you are not using a broker and you are not a business, those are for you. So C fee is for the standard consumer members using a secure payment, and then fee D is for consumer members using a non-secure payment. So it's for those guys like in Arizona that have no restrictions and just a standard individual buying vehicles. So that would apply to you guys. So that's basically how Copart's fees break down. Okay, so after we talked about submitting your business license and using your broker and or fees, you want to go ahead and search for vehicles, guys. This brings me to the next topic. Today, we are not going to talk about searching for vehicles. I am going to cover that on the next video. Next video up, I am going to show you how to look for cars on Copart. If you're serious about buying cars from Copart, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Turn on that alert bell to make sure you don't miss a thing, because trust me, if you miss one of these tips or tricks, it might cost you a lot of money. And I want to make sure that you guys don't make the same mistakes that I have in the past. If you've already subscribed, I want to say thank you and welcome to the modified crew. And I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.